What the heck?
That's some big ass simp shit. My goodness. Do whatever you want. This is women do whatever you please is you. Just do whatever you want. And we're gonna deal with your problems. We'll pay for your mistakes. We're gonna give you second chances. Don't worry. You're a lady. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm you. Since you mentioned my name, I'm gonna respond directly to you. Tell TikTok right now what is actually going to do about to stop single mom epidemic. If you can tell
me,
got
a point there.
What you're going to do about it to stop it, I will be glad to help you in that project. I can bet you there's nothing you're going to do to it as an individual. Nothing. Zero.
Right, because you can't do nothing, just let it happen, right?
You can do something. He's asking you, what would you do?
He asked you what can be done. Like, that's a valid question.
I'll answer it. Well, it starts with the conversation. We gotta let these ladies know that this is not acceptable behavior.
And what if they don't listen?
Look at the results you're having with these children.
And what if they don't listen?
Well, unwell, higher concentration, higher substance problems. We have to take accountability. Look in the mirror, take accountability for what's happening.
And what happens when they don't listen?
And get the women to know that, you know what, we don't like this. This is not okay.
And what happens when they don't listen?
That's fine if they don't. If they don't, the thing is, you know, so you can reach some, but you might not reach all. But if you can reach some, that you're planting a seed. So at the end of the day, it does help if you do have a conversation, just like you said. Sometimes I really don't agree with the dude that's right beside me, but he's making a valid point. I mean, at the end of the day, what are we going to do? Just keep watching the community burn down? It's crazy.
Okay, but people are already doing that. This conversation is already being had.
Social media, start to change what people see on social media, start to change what people watch on television. That's how. This is how we've been indoctrinated in the first place. This is all these things. We've been indoctrinated to think certain ways because of social media and what we watch. You've got to change these things first, and the moment you start to change this, people will start to, you know, bring back the tradition. As much as I'm not really a traditional person, I'm very traditional when it comes to, you know, the way I've been brought up. But there's some traditions that I'm a rebel. I just break rules when it comes to it. But tradition is good when it comes to raising families, when it comes to raising children. But let that be very strong. Unless there's another solution we can find, because there's never any solution, there's only trade-offs.
I'll say this real quick. So at the end of the day, what is happening is that we got a bunch of gremlins running around here, the degeneracy. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of gremlins running around just crashing out. This is what we're seeing. We've got a bunch of little girls that's just out here spreading it open and just making just getting pregnant by everybody. Tom, Dick, and Harry. So this is the problem that we're having as far as the epidemic goes. You're talking about, the guy above me is talking about, what is it doing to us? What is it doing to us? It's hurting society, sir. That's what it's doing. And I don't know if you have any kids, but if you do, guess what? Your next generation is going to be infiltrated or indoctrinated by those next people. They're going to be influenced by those people. And that's a problem. I got kids, so you don't think like that.
So we can kids do whatever they want to do. 15-minute timeout. That's the word, Johnny.
Oh my God.
Social media, entertainment, and university schools.
Can we establish what a single mother is? First of all, if we're holding court on how to, stave off the rise of a single mother, let's establish what the definition of a single mother is, because not everyone has the same definition. What is a single mother? A definition that we can legislate and say, this is the problem. Women who fall under this category, as it pertains to these set of circumstances. What is a single mother, you guys?
A woman who's raising a baby on her own.
Look for your teammates. Okay. Under this pretense that OD has, I'm assuming that he's talking about the woman that's out here just willy-nilly having kids with multiple baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? I understand that there's other ways that you look at it. Other than somebody who's not married that has a guy in the household, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about the ones that's just out here just being nasty and just letting them on this side.
He's a producer.
Okay, all right. So people have
who's trying to raise their kids by themselves. Could have been they got smashed to death, or maybe they left the man. But basically, they're kind of.
Or the father passed away, or whatever, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that because that's the rare exception.
Well, yeah.
See, but that would still qualify under the single mother clause.
But in this context,
because Butler with the ball. She's probably a wife, and she can go find another man. Wives get wiped up, okay? But these single mothers are not wives, they're not even ladies.
But no, she's still right though. Like you can still be in a relationship, like a long ass relationship, you know what I'm saying? Not getting wiped up, and he can unalive, you know, because there are some situations where she's still considered a single mom, but she's actually has somebody. You just on report. You can mark as single or married, because at the end of the day, even if you are in a relationship, you're still considered single.
So the official definition, yes, but in this context,
I'll say something that there are women out here in the black community and other ethnic communities who maybe are married, and maybe they did lose the father of their children to a random act of violence or something, but I know a person who lost the father of their children to a random act of violence.
I just think that lost the 3 assists in the game because of a motorcycle accident, but that's not what we're talking about.
Not everybody gets married, Andre, because marriage, listen, like we can go down that rabbit hole, and I know that does fall under the single mother clause, but even if it was a person who was married, it's like, what are we going to, what is the significance of the single mother? It's that she lacks the leadership that she needs to have productive and healthy children. So in this instance, what we need to establish is when we're going to penalize these women for breaking the rule, the law of the land that's to be established about women having a man in the home, who falls under that category, right? And then what do we do with the ones that have the exception to the rule?
Butler's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Anything that we wanted to do in any society, in the Western world,
strategy here from the coaching staff. Put the ball in Curry's hands and see what happens.
Law that say that these women should have a husband at home.
Now here's
if I give my opinion, I'm just running my mouth. It's not going to work because in the Western world today, there's only one thing: no culture is above the law.
These are the guys who have been
the law, whatever the law says, that is what the society is going to do. That is why when I see men complaining about women wearing short skirts and women showing their boobs, stuff like that, I'm there like, it's any lyrics because exactly to your what you said.
There's a little bit of everything.
Here's Daniel.
That's it. That dress in a certain way. That is why the husband, when you say X, Y, Z, at the end of the day, it becomes an argument. You cannot, on a surface level, just because you want to be an alpha male,
Sabonis with a screen on
just
Curry.
going to be telling women X, Y, Z what to do. Because even the God that created you give you a free will to choose between going to the hell or going to the heaven. It's a free will. You cannot come here. That's what I'm saying. Just giving our opinion. If the law of the land in the UK, in the United States of America, does not say otherwise, we're going to be talking about this in the next 10 years. And you're going to remember me that the Coco said it.
After God, you're going to
Outside for Fultz.
The Coco. That's exactly responding to what you said. Allows us to mean stuff. And yes, we can change some laws. For example, when you look at Tyler in 1974, I tell it to me, they had a the men pushed back and said, we're not having this. They threw all their ladies in hypnotic control and they voted on it and they did it.
Okay, but
Fultz passes to Sabonis.
Next in the U.S. Why wouldn't it work in the U.S.?
I can give you one reason why.
Why wouldn't it work?
Let me give you one reason.
No good.
And right now they're plus 8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them.
They would be going extinct.
Another one falls.
Okay, guys, let me explain for one reason why. Because Iran does not have the amount of alcohol available in every single American household. Passed down, even if they say you have 5, I have 5 myself. One is a fully automatic. In the households of America, you can't get rid of them. If you try to impose Talmudic law or Islamic law or any kind of law that's going to oppress people's liberty like that, I can guarantee you in these United States, people are going to, it will be a bloodbath. 100%.
Yeah, that will be.
That's Sharia law? Is that what he's talking about?
I was about to go after God.
What you're saying is drastic.
Lofty. I was going to go after God because Vader actually took my spot when I was going to say something. But I was going to say, give me a second. So she said something about, what about the exception to the rules? That's not how these conversations do. What we do is we go off with the majority rules. We're talking about the majority, the things that's actually fucking up the community. Things that's actually destroying the family, what we're going off of. Not the exception to the rules, because we know that there's unicorns out there. We know that. We're not saying that, hey, that doesn't happen. Now, as far as the guy above me talking about, yes, we're not trying to control women and tell them what they can and cannot do. What we're trying to do is say, hey, look, this is the metaphorical example I'm going to give to you. Hey, monkeys, don't go over there by the lions. We're giving you advice saying, hey, don't go over there by the lions. But if you want to, by all means, do so, because, like you said, you got free will. So, monkey, if you want to go over there by the lions, get attacked. Go right for it. Do it. But we're not trying to control them and tell the monkeys, don't go over there. We're saying, hey, look, if you go over there, this is what's going to happen. So this is what we're saying. We're not controlling nobody. We're not telling them what they...
We don't want to pay for the bad decisions either.
But you guys have to all agree with each other about the rules you want. Like, for instance, Godric, do you think women should have full access to whatever range of sexual, like, toys that they want to satisfy themselves?
100% no. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Hold on, Godric. Secret identity. Do you agree that that is a thing that women should not have access to?
No. When you say that, what you're saying is you want me to pay for this tax dollars. No.
She asked me. What I'm saying is I don't care what they do. They can do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, there's consequences. I'm just trying to get advice.
Is that vertical? Monk's gone 50% from the field. 3 out of 6.
Like, let's just take it under the umbrella of legislation. If we're starting to legislate, it's the Iliad, okay? This is the Handmaid's Tale, and the women are going to be put into their proper corner, all right? And you guys are starting to figure out what it is you do and don't want women to have. Obviously, no baby mamas, right? That's the number one, unless it's an exception to the rule, which is,
they really have a commanding lead.
Here's another one, though. Inappropriate clothing. Godric absolutely doesn't want women having access to that. And he also doesn't want women having access. I'm not talking about your tax dollars, Godric. I'm talking about women just saying, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just order this 19-inch freaking, dildazo and have fun. Okay, whatever. Are you okay with that? Women, can we still, are we still allowed to have all the toys we want?
I'm not a big fan of eliminating back-to-backs, but to answer your question, BA, you have two choices. Either fewer regular season games or
You said Handmaid's Tale, right? I saw a couple episodes of that, and what I got from that was the birth rate was declining, and in this area they voted on that. So yes, that's something that could happen in that kind of situation. This is similar to Iran. They voted on controlling the women, and they controlled the women.
Well, they didn't vote on it. They had a civil war, and the United States lost, and Gilead won basically. And imposed rule of law that women are leaving not to be in workplace anymore. Basically, all women shut up and get back in the house. And then as it got worse and worse, women who were still fertile were assigned to top commanders in this chain of command to be their mates, which are the women that bear children for them because their wives, everyone's wife is barren, basically. Like 90% of women are barren. So all of the women out there who were liberals and feminists and all this stuff, if they're still fertile, they were assigned to a commander to bear his children.
I can definitely see that happening in the future if the birth rate keeps declining, because whatever comes out from someone's imagination is something that's probably happened at some point.
Well, it wasn't an imagination, so everything actually happened at some point in history. That all of the elements of it are mixed up together and kind of congealed into one society, but every construct they have,
Arabia, and DeRozan is subbed in for Ellis.
That they demonstrated in that show has actually happened. So it's not
Daniel. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. DeMar DeRozan picks one up.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
Well, Grant, we've heard some out there say dynasties are dead. And these days, there are a lot of teams contending for titles.
Well, the NBA is happy to see all the competition. But, you know, this league has been defined over the decades by dynasties. We'll see if their epitaph has been written.
Over whether or not she's allowed to have access to Smike's toys.
And the first one at the line is good.
Okay, then it's okay.
This is why I paused. This is why I paused to answer. This is the thing. It's not about having a Smike's toy. Okay. What it's about is
and he can't hit the second.
That implies what's going to really happen when you have it. What's going to happen is you're going to have these young kids
fast break chance.
getting these
an intentional foul.
and converting their
future
of morality and thinking that and normalizing that. That's the problem.
Young kids getting sex toys.
The Kings have gone 8 of 12 so far here in the fourth. Outside Murray. Outside Levine.
Young kids touch themselves big.
It's a fellatio.
Fires the three. And it's DeRozan missing.
Just before anyone says anything weird.
Right now, especially him, I tell him.
Before.
Three-point shot.
Like I said,
We're going to have some
thing
conversations
to do is
here
just,
side by side.
start from the education system, start from the entertainment we want,
and the same
start
thing
from the
here
music
tonight.
we hear.
He is in a terrific
The first one I can think of when it comes to music is Beyonce talking about women, talking about all the single ladies, Yeah, she's a housewife. People are most
Definitely not
That
housewife.
three's off the mark.
well, you know what?
She's married and
And
she's
for
a
the Warriors, they're shooting 44% here in the fourth
Of
quarter.
course she doesn't have parents. They pay for people.
Rebound by Murray.
It's just about indoctrinating people with old-fashioned values on television and from school. So
Levine passes to Sabonis.
stop. Our generation can't be fixed. But the
Oh,
younger
and there's the
generation
whistle on the shot. So two free
Wait,
throws
the
for him
younger
coming.
generation will be fixed. Because this is how humans get indoctrinated and brainwashed in whatever
And
the
so
government
Golden
wants.
State takes this one and by a big margin to walk
Like you
into
said,
enemy
I'm glad to
territory and
represent.
deliver a
I think
performance.
you're the next generation after me, I'm guessing. Here's the thing. When I was growing up, a rated R movie was rated R. They actually checked how old you were, and they wouldn't let you in the movie if you were like, I don't know, 10.
Yeah.
Without a parent. Now they don't even check. So this whole thing is this whole control of society has been just let loose to do. Just like D. Coco said, whatever you want to do, make you happy. Like, so the morality is going down. Let's do this now.
No, maybe we should
much that.
things.
It's not so much that the Smash toys that we're saying that you can't use Smash toys. It's that where do those Smash toys end up? In the hands of children, and that's a problem. That's a problem.
What are you talking about? Where
These rated R movies, these porn, in the hands of children. That's the problem.
And you're just, your father's